So I set out to get a world record in Choo-Choo Charles. But not just something simple, like one of those dumb any % runs. Something new, something bombastic, something scrapless. Is it possible to beat Choo-Choo Charles without spending a single piece of scrap? That means no upgrading, beating the game with minimum train speed, minimum damage, and minimum armor. And most importantly, no repairing. Any damage we take is permanent, and we take a lot of damage. Here's the thing, chat. This might not even be possible. I didn't do the research to figure it out. It's possible that the final boss fight against Hell Charles literally isn't possible. He might be too fast, too strong, and kill me over and over. We're gonna die a lot tonight, chat, but that comes par with the course because we're gonna figure out, is it possible to beat this game scrapless together? We start this journey with what should be the easiest part, the base game. Since we don't have to worry about collecting scrap or any of the side missions, all we have to do is collect all 3 eggs while taking as little damage as possible. Easy, right? Well, actually, yeah, it was. It was fairly simple to just abandon ship whenever Charles showed up and let him murder us in order to preserve our train's HP. Here's what we do. Our train cannot take damage. No. I'm inside the building. I was trying to get to the building, but that's the idea. The cultists actually were a bigger problem. They chase you endlessly, and their guns do pretty decent damage to our train. You bastard! He shot my train! We unfortunately just tanked this extra damage since I was like way too lazy to actually stealth through the cave sections. A mommy train and a daddy spider love each other very much for obvious reasons. Hello. I wonder if I can double back this way and not aggro him. We also made a couple of pit stops to pick up the flamethrower and the rocket launcher, both of which we theorized would be very important for the final fight. Now again, we're going to be on the road for a long time because we have minimum speed and minimum damage on our train. We quickly got to the actual hard part of this run, the boss fight against Hell Charles. Hell Charles is faster, stronger, and probably smarter than the normal version. The odds seem insurmountable, but luckily, I came prepared with a few big brain plans. The flamethrower is the best weapon by far at slowing down Charles's movement speed. I theorized that this fight would end up being a marathon, not a sprint. If we use the flamethrower perfectly, it might be possible to prevent Charles from ever even touching us. Yeah, we weren't so lucky. Charles is way too fast for us to slow him down enough, especially with our base speed train. Back to the drawing board. Okay, well, maybe it's possible to juke him around the train and in buildings. An important piece of tech for the strategy is that if your train takes damage when it's at 0 HP, instead of just dying, your character takes the damage instead. So theoretically, you could hide in a house while your HP naturally regenerates, then run outside to shoot him, run back into the house to regen HP, and repeat until he dies. Unfortunately, once again, Hell Charles has this move. It teleports you out into a field with nothing around you, resulting in your immediate evisceration via spider train. Plan B was not going to work. We needed something much sneakier. We needed... Okay, hear me out. In certain games, when you adjust the frame rate and quality settings, it can cause enemies to perform erratically, and sometimes they struggle to find you. Desperate times call for desperate measures, okay? But again, unfortunately for us, Charles cares not for our feeble attempts at abusing the code, and didn't seem to be that affected by it. There was one more thing we could try. Enough complaining, enough strategizing. Challenges like this are meant to be beaten by those dedicated enough to bang their head against the wall long enough until something gives. All you need to do is put your nose to the freaking grindstone and get good. Plan A, kill it with fire. Well, now phase 2 is here and we're kind of owned, but... Oh, come on, man. Stop overheating your gun. Oh, look how much damage we did. Okay, so it might not be possible. In my expert opinion, unless some new tech is discovered, it's not possible to kill him fully scrapless. Even if you get him trapped on terrain like a lamppost, he only stays stuck there for a few seconds before teleporting himself, not nearly long enough to get any meaningful damage on him. So, let me tell you the story of how I got a world record in Choo-Choo Charles. Instead of scrapless, I decided to compete in the second coolest category, pickle percent. How fast can we deliver the precious pickles to the best NPC in the game? Pickle Lady. There was only one way to find out. To be honest, the run started out scuffed. To clear the challenge, you need to travel to the scrapyard to collect the lockpicks, then backtrack to the mines where the locked chest is, and finally, deliver the jar of pickles to Pickle Lady. For the initial routing of this run, we made a lot of mistakes. After getting Old Man murdered by the spider train, we overshot the rail switch, and we just decided to hoof it through the woods because the train is so freaking slow at 0 speed, and we screwed up the lockpicking a lot. Okay? It's a routing speed run. We're still routing it, okay? The first thing we did is actually ride the train all the way to the scrapyard. Trains are faster than running, believe it or not. We still overshot the rail switcher a lot. It took us a few runs to figure out the timing. Getting speed upgrades was going to be key to optimizing your run time. Picking up 3 scrap while in the scrapyard getting the lock pickles allowed us to save time on the drive back. Up until this point, we had been stopping at the rail switcher on the way back, switching the track, and then riding the train all the way up to Pickle Lady's house. Through some high-level tactics known as looking at the map, we figured out that we can just reverse past the track switcher, jump off the train, and run through the hills to the mine much faster than going from Pickle Lady's house. Plus, it turns out that you don't even have to activate the quest initially. You can save additional time by just delivering the product to her before she even asks for it, just like Amazon does. One of the most frustrating things about this run was the scrap box spawns. At the beginning of each new save file, the game randomly places boxes of scrap around the map, with a random amount inside of them. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh my god, that's so good. Okay. One of these scrap box spawns is right after Old Man gets killed. In the ideal run, this box would both spawn and have 8 scraps in it, allowing you to get your train to 3 speed immediately. But do you think this ever happened to us on one of our runs? Do you think we ever got lucky? This feels very in line for someone who played Hades with a steering wheel. Of course we didn't. The one time we actually got the box to spawn in the right spot, it didn't even have enough scrap to upgrade our speed in it. It had 2 scrap. And then, of course... Well, that's just fucking unfortunate, isn't it? Any run, no matter how good it is, can be randomly ruined if Charles decides to come kill you. He wanders randomly, and he has no mercy. If he finds you, especially when running through the wilderness, you pretty much just have to reset. However, despite all of these setbacks, some of them self-inflicted, we finally managed to pull together a pretty damn good run. Check this out. Thank you, Froggy. Thank you. It's gonna be a little awkward if there's like a Discord shout out in the middle of the run. Train boost! We got train boost again. That was damn near as clean as possible. Okay. Scrap 1. Scrap 2. Piece of scrap.
Look, Wonder Woman got some hair.
Lock picks. Couldn't find the door. Couldn't find the door. I suck. A nice sun yellow or not quite as sharp as mustard yellow either, but like yellow. Don't fuck it up. Don't fuck it up. I don't make the rules. I just play by them. Let's fucking go! Did you see that jump? Oh, personal best 7:18:87. 3-second PB. And just like that, after hours of hard work routing the run, the delicious pickle percent world record was mine. Wait, what the fuck?